Hi, it's Brenda. Welcome to my channel, the Empress and the Sun Tarot. We are going to just bump that up just a tiny bit. Um, okay. So he doesn't like my head cut off. So apparently, so welcome. This is Twin Flame Tuesday, so I am going to do a reading. I'm going to pull energy for the masculine, for the feminine, and for the relationship. So we are going to start with the Wisdom of the Oracle from Colette Baron Reed. So welcome, and please just take whatever resonates and leave the rest. We're going to get first energy for the Divine Masculine. What is going on with the Divine Masculine at the current moment? Okay. Loyal heart. So great energy for the masculine. The bottom of the deck is the never-ending story. We're now going to get a card for the feminine. Couple for the feminine. It looks like the feminine gets soulmate, time to go, and flexible. So what is going on with the Divine Feminine? We feel like this is your person, but sometimes you have to work on mission and be flexible in the how. You just have to know your why. You don't have to know the how. We make a plan and source laughs. So we are getting a card now for the relationship. Okay, and we get the card of TikTok. So are you ready? Is it time to go for this relationship? Are you, the feminine gets time to go, the masculine gets a little heart, and the bottom of the deck is the peace card. So are you ready to be in a little bit of peace with this relationship? We feel like as you come into peace, you will be able to bring that relationship in, or it can be, are you already in union? And TikTok, are you working on union? Are you working on mission? So he's like, are you working on mission? And if you're in this type of relationship, have you pulled a synastry chart? Have you pulled a composite chart? Those things give you tips along the way to help you understand things that'll trigger you within the relationship, as well as, the strengths of the relationship. And so we are going to do some cards for the masculine. So, okay. Apparently the masculine is ready, because that was the the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So apparently the masculine and feminine energy, the masculine doing and the feminine of being is, I feel, finding balance within us all. So we are going to, she said 1111 on the bottom there that we moved over. So it just definitely caught our attention. So current energy of the masculine, the High Priestess, they are going through this initiation. Are you? Because, we mirror and we're excited to see what the feminine gets. And that is crossed by the Knight of Swords. So we did a general reading earlier. Same two cards, different deck, same two cards. So we feel like the masculine has maybe pulled his energy back, is maybe working on his healing, is maybe doing that, in a different way than he's ever done it before, because the Knight of Swords is, the fastest moving energy in the deck. And we feel like in doing that, they have the new inspiration and they know what they need to do. The foundation is the Nine of Pentacles, which is about that stability and knowing their worth. So we feel like the masculine is working on that. Recent past for the masculine, the Death card, the Headspace, the Devil. So far the masculine has 3 majors out of 5. So it feels like the masculine, that Devil energy can also be that Capricorn energy of doing the work. And we feel like it's how do we become less codependent in this relationship. And we're going to get the last card for the masculine, which is that we're pulling, is the Judgment card. So we feel like that is, you know, definitely the whole upper part of the reading is definitely divinely guided. There is nothing that can stop it or change it. Like, this is part of mission. This is part of path. You have to, you know, are you embracing it? Are you moving forward with it? And then we're going to get the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. So we're going to pull a couple, and the masculine knows there is a contract with the feminine, because we get the Five of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles. And you know what? The masculine knows that. And as soon as that lack mentality is gone and they know their self-worth, that is going to come into union, because that is wish fulfillment. Another three. So the Three of Pentacles, or the Three of Wands there, which is personal wish fulfillment. Wands are about taking the action. We feel like, so as the masculine is finding his self-worth, he's going to come running towards the feminine. Like, he's coming. He's maybe not talking right now, or he's going through a major upgrade right now, but he's coming. There ain't no stopping that one. So now we are going to move on and get some energy for the divine feminine. And the cards for the feminine was the Soulmate, Time to Go, and the Flexible card. So you're just going to put those together and scoot them on over. Scoot them on over. So we are going to now, she said, shuffle a couple, and then we are doing for so for the divine feminine, she said, we're just going to take them how they came. The Tower. Crossed by the Knight of Cups. I feel like the masculine is coming, feminine. Are you ready? Are you grounded? Are you balanced? Have you changed your focus to your community in the recent past? That's what I'm hearing. As the feminine is doing that, the masculine is also doing the work, also gaining the knowledge and the clarity on how this can be a more solid, stable relationship. The Headspace, the Four of Swords, you know, that is that healing card. And we feel like the feminine has been working on that, pulling their energy back, focusing on their self, focusing on their self-love, having a boundary, which you definitely have to do. And the Death card. So the masculine has the Death card here and the feminine has it here. So that's definitely mirroring energy. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for the transformation that's coming? Because as you are working this transformation, so's masculine. Underlying energy, the Five of Wands. In this deck, the Five of Wands for me is about everybody doing their part to get there. It may be a little chaos and conflict, but they're getting the job done. The Queen of Wands, you're going to get that job done by knowing your power and stepping into it, pulling yourself back and focusing on you. And we get the Seven of Pentacles, which is about nurturing yourself. She said, you're going to stop the table from moving. I feel like we just don't have enough space today. You said that bigger table in the back. So we are now going to get some cards for the relationship. So we're going to set those there. And then we are going to use the chakra cards for the relationship. And then we are going to pull romance angels for guidance for masculine and feminine in the relationship. So the Two of Wands wanted to jump out there. So Two of Wands is about deciding what you want. And we feel like for the relationship, it's okay. Like, she's got Jupiter right there in her hands, it looks like. What do you want? This is the opportunity. Jupiter is in retrograde in Taurus currently. And that is, you know, Jupiter's expansion. When it's retrograde, it's internal expansion. And in Taurus, Taurus naturally rules the second house. So that's the things you value. And it's about really taking time to take a second look at how do you value yourself. And she said, look, there's the Tower on the bottom again already. So we know the Tower's in in the reading. So that is crossed by the Justice card. You have a contract to be fulfilled with this person, as we were talking earlier. Do you have a composite chart? Do you have a synastry chart? There are definitely clues that will help you. The foundation is the Emperor. As you know, as you focus on yourself, feminine, the masculine is also doing the work. And as you are, she's receiving. She's not chasing that. It is a wand, but she is sitting there. She is making the decision of what she wants. And you know what? She's sitting there and she's waiting. The masculine's going to have to come to her. Recent past, Queen of Swords, the feminine had to cut the masculine off. It had to happen. The headspace, the chariot, both are ready to move forward. It is divinely guided. She said, look, right there, we have 3 of the majors, and then we have the Princess of Swords, which can be about holding that message back until it's ready to come from the heart space. The underlying energy, the Tower, the 4 of Pentacles, holding yourself back, the High Priestess, and the 7 of Cups, making the choice of what do you desire? What do you want to bring into yourself? Where, it is the choice. Both of these cards right here are about you making the choice. And the Tower is about divine timing, which we have no control over. So are you ready to take some action forward, feminine? That is the work. Are you ready to pull your energy back and heal yourself? Because that is the timing. And when that happens, that energy carries over into the relationship. We are going to get some romance angels, which are clearly ready, she says, to talk. The masculine gets the card of flirt. So a little bit of more lighthearted energy, extend your lighthearted energy to others. And that's what we feel like the masculine is going to do. And then we are going to go for the feminine, and the feminine likes 3 today. So the feminine gets heart-to-heart conversation, honestly discuss your feelings with others, which is definitely true. Finances and careers, which is your financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And then you get the card of reconciliation, feminine. Are you ready? So you get the soulmate, the reconciliation card, and then we are going to get a card for the relationship. So feminine, are you working on your finances? For the relationship, we get the past life relationship card. You have known each other before, and the underlying energy with that is wedding for all. So are you ready for something brand new? And we're also going to get a Celia card. She said we are just going to get the sun activation, which is spend some time in the sunlight, and healing water. Spend some time in or near the water. So sun and water together is like super powerful energy to fill your cup up. And then we get the twin flame card on the bottom. So wonderful energy all the way around with that. So are you filling your cup up this week? Take a little time, fill your cup up, pull your energy back, feminine. Have that boundary. Know that the masculine is doing their work. They are trying to figure out how to bring in their stability. And you know what? It's divinely guided. There's so many major arcanas here. The masculine is ready to do the work. So feminine, we know you have been doing the work as well. And sometimes we feel like we're doing all the work, we're spending all the time doing it, but the masculine is doing their fair share. Celia says, she says they are doing their fair share. So we are going to pick these up, and then we are going to get some oracle cards for the viewers. So welcome. Thank you, Dave, for moderating. We greatly appreciate you as always, my love. And we feel like the energy is really, really strong today, to say the least. So, hello, Tammy. How are you doing today? Hi, Gator. We hope everyone is doing well. We'd like to thank Dave, my twin flame, for moderating for me. So we hope everyone is doing well. Oh, she liked your channel. We love Dave. I'll just say, Tammy, you know, Dave did so much for me over the last 2 years with his sound therapy. Anytime, I mean, he is an amazing healer and sound therapist. And go listen to some of his stuff and see if it doesn't move some energy around with you. Like, sometimes we don't realize that when we're doing energy work, like the next day or two, you know, that's why we're always about drinking extra water, because when you do energy, you can have, when you're doing that, you're working on healing, you can have energy. Yes, we do Reiki. So anytime with that, sometimes we've done it before where Dave does the sound therapy and I will do Reiki. So that is so strong. But like, you know, with Reiki, they definitely tell you to drink extra water. But like sometimes you could feel like a weird pain here or there. And no, that's just energy moving, that it was stuck and you're working on it. So it's crazy to think that energy does that, but it does. So it gets stuck. We store it in our body when we don't want to feel a certain energy. And then so, Miss Tammy, do you have a question tonight? And I don't know where the Southern accent just came from. So I feel like you're not in the South, but that. Awesome. Yeah, I don't normally do I grew up in Oklahoma, so I have a little bit of an accent. I'm the girl that says y'all. So, well, we would like to hear what wonderful happened. Yeah. So you're like, what happened? What was the wonderful thing that happened? Oh, absolutely. And you know, Tammy, what happens when you're opening your heart chakra, dark night of the soul? Because God, source, the universe wants to make sure that you have learned and that you are going to make different choices going forward. So it wants to make sure that you really, yeah, me and Dave recently learned that because we have both been working on opening our heart chakras. So we have both been doing the dark night of the soul for about the last yearish, working on it together. So through our relationship, because you have that, you don't just have one dark night of the soul. You have a few major ones and then some mini ones along the way. But as you're doing like that's yes. And like we had done it to get together, and then now together we're going through it again, working on so many things, like so many. But I feel like it's like testing you. Do you know your strength? Do you know your we feel like you've gone through a lot of hard stuff, and like this is like the test of, okay, this is like the final exam. Have you learned the lesson is what I hear. Like, final lesson, have you learned the lesson? Because once they feel like you got it, then you start moving, making progress. We're not saying it's the dark night of the soul, but like, it's like, have you learned to value yourself? Like that value in yourself is like so important. Like, and we say that because that's where my North Node is, in my second house. So it's about value, and it's also mine's in Aquarius. So that's about teaching, and helping the community for the greater good of all. And you get the card of blessed. And the underlying energy is a change in the wind. So things are going to change and you're working on it. Jupiter is in retrograde. Saturn's out of retrograde. Over the next 2 months, we have January, everything's moving forward again. I hear January. So he's like January. So, and the energy is really strong. Like, I've had such static in my hair all day long. Like, it's driving me crazy. So right now the energy is really, really, really strong. So I did hear we had a couple of CMEs coming. So there's going to be strong energy the next couple of days. So Tammy, make sure you're drinking extra water. But no, you're blessed. Like, I hear, where is Sag in your chart? And like, start walking around and saying that. I am blessed. You are. I'm blessed. I'm protected. Like, she's like, say those things. Like, it'll make a huge difference. Oh, Sag, me too. And we are in Sag season. So Sag is a little bit more carefree. But Sag is also, if you lie to me, you're done with me. I mean, I'm done with you. Like, Sag is like that. They're like, we have that even temperance sometimes, but we're like, that's a line we don't like to be crossed. So, and we feel like you too, but no. Oh, so Jupiter is in retrograde right now, which is, ruled by Sag, and it is in Taurus, about the things you value. And it's retrograde, so it's internal. So, excuse me. Celia said, definitely working on your value, knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing how we teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. Like, Celia says, we're going to get one of her cards for you. Do a burn. Write down what you desire and release it. We're still in this full moon in Gemini energy. It normally hangs around a couple days on either side of that. So write down what you want, like your biggest dreams. Like, just be general. I want a new place to live. I want a better relationship with my daughter. I want to feel respected. I want to feel valued. You know what? Until you feel that about yourself, like, and then the bottom of the deck is the write it down part. So like, you get to write what you want. Like, I was having a little thing going on a while back, and I just started saying, I'm a peace loving granny. I just want to be that. Like, I'm a grandma. So I'm like, I'm a peace loving granny. Just like putting that general statement out there. Like, I just want peace in my life. And we feel like you want that too. So, yeah. But like, just a general statement like that, like, I have some signs on my wall. Let love flow to me and through me. Let, be the light. I am enough. Oh, I am enough. How do you feel when you say that? Celia says, how do you feel about that? Yeah, like, that's one to say. Keep saying it. I am enough. In the morning when you get to go, high five yourself. No, like, it's been a long and tough road. But you know what? That time is coming to an end. Are you ready for that story to end? Write the new story you want. Like, I am ready to have the most amazing life more than I could have ever dreamed. Because you know what? It's possible. Are you ready? Like, as soon as like you put that boundary up and stand firm in how you want to be treated, because we teach people how to treat us. If you let somebody run over you and you keep letting them do it, they're going to keep doing it. You got to just know your value. Know your value. And, you know, Celia's always about, we teach people how to treat us. So we hope that helps, Tammy. We are just doing oracle cards tonight. So you are very welcome. Have a wonderful night. And know everything's changing. She's like, do that burn tonight. Like, write it. Go outside. Make sure there's some water near. And just, you know, I want a loving relationship with my daughter. I want to be, you know, I want our relationship to be reciprocal. I want to be respected. Like, I want to live somewhere else, and I want it to be easy. Like, so. And if you do Reiki, Tammy, do some Reiki on you. Like, that's one of Celia's favorite mantras for us. If it's meant for me, let it be easy. Like, that simple. If it's meant for me, let it be easy. So hi, Paula. How are you doing this evening? Or whatever time of the day it is for you. It's, you can do it on your house, but it's on you. Sage is really good for house. You know, I was burning my sage earlier. I smudge always. You can also put a lemon in each room, and then when the lemon starts getting spots or going bad, change it. Don't eat it. Don't do anything with it. If you want, you can clean with it. But besides that, lemons are really good. They'll pull all that negative energy. And if you feel you're having negative energy, you can also put a little bit of salt on your windows, like sprinkle a little salt on your window seal and your thresholds. And you can also walk around clapping, because that clears the energy. We have all sorts of tips and tricks that we, depending on the situation. So we hope that helps. Yeah, just depending, like sometimes you can't burn sage, you know, like if my daughter's coming around, she doesn't like the smell of sage. So I'll just go through and clap and like clear the energy and have that intention. So Paula would like to know more about my twin flame journey with B. I am doing really well. Dave had a meeting tonight, so we're doing this alone. We always like when he joins us, but can't have it all. So Paula, for your twin flame journey with B. In the beginning of the video, Paula, we did do a general reading for the masculine, the feminine, and the relationship. Paula, is your relationship feeling stuck? Because like those cards just like were like not wanting to pull. Like we feel like they were really stuck. So are you feeling stuck with your relationship? You get the card of healing family issues. Your love life is being your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So karma. Yeah. So and we're going to get a card for him. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And then calling in your soulmate. You'll be able to go back and rewind it, and we'll probably cut that general out as a video and post it. But we feel like Paula, have you been working on your family karma? Take a look, it's because something needs healed. And I will just say, I had a catalyst. I had somebody I thought was my twin, and then you know what? They ended up not being. They ended up being a catalyst. And then as I did the healing and found my value and found my self-love, I found Dave. Dave found me. They found me. So, and then the bottom of the deck, on that, it's your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations will help bring you together. If you only focus on the positive, that's going to really help that relationship. But I think you should look at, how does your family do love? Like, how do your parents, your siblings, your heritage, how do they do love? How does, like your cousins, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, how is love for because got to heal it. And as you heal it, they will do the same work as well. And you got the card of trust. So we feel like things, if you focus on your healing and pull your energy back from him, yeah. Because you know what? If you are judging them, that energy that you're judging them about comes right back to you. Judge and be judged. Like, that is seriously no joke. Like, you can judge somebody about something, and sometimes it's because you have that, but a lot of times you don't realize you have it. You judge them, and then it gets really mirrored back to you. Yeah. So, a great tip for Celia is write down the story how you would like it to be. Like, my parents' marriage was a security thing. My mom didn't hold a full-time job. She would work a little here and there. And so it was a security thing for my mom. And then it was kind of a little bit that with my first marriage. But you know what? With Dave, it's a totally different relationship, because I'm allowed to have an opinion and express it. It's just a completely different type. You have to decide you want more. Like, I did a focus wheel at Abraham process, which is write what you want, where you're at, and then write where you want. And like, for me, it was like, I kept attracting people that weren't ready for a committed relationship. And I had to look, because, if you're attracting that, you have that somewhere. And that's the same with your twin. Whatever is going on with them, know that you have that same thing you're mirroring back. Like, just say, I forgive them, for they know not what they do. They were doing the best they could at the time. And as far as like that, you have to go back and look and see what was, why did they marry for love, or was it for stability? Like, what, times were different than previously, and a lot of people married for stability, and it, was never about love. And it's an ongoing thing. Like you say, move on, but like, things come back and circle back around, because we just live in a spiral. It just, goes up. If you learn the lesson, you just go up to the next level, and that's going to come back around to make sure you got it at a higher level. And a lot of times it's, do you see it coming? Do you understand what's happening? I would write the list. Paula, I have like 2 pages where I wrote the list of all the qualities I wanted in my perfect person, based on my discernment from everything I did previously. Yes, definitely. And even from my first marriage to my marriage with Dave, we're getting ready to have our 2-year anniversary. So excited about it. But, and do you know where your Chiron and your North Node are? Because Celia said those are always important things that are going to tell you Which house do you have Saturn is? Because Saturn rules karma as well. All those are some places you can look. Hi, Pooja. How are you? We are doing for love. So I mean, we did a couple of things. Like here, I wrote my partner, you know, my perfect mate, 2 pages, like honesty, loyalty, healer, awake, attentive, generous, respects my spirituality, loves me unconditionally, you know, listens to me, gives guidance, appreciates me, makes me laugh, has a balanced energy, is open-minded. Like, I have 2 pages. Like, anytime, like, I had a thought, I went back and wrote it. And then you know what else I did? I wrote my schedule. How would you like your schedule to be? Like, at the end of my whole day, you know what's on the last thing on my schedule? Go to sleep with my husband. You know what? I had not even met Dave when I wrote this paper. And then another little task I did is what I wanted to improve about myself. Like, I wanted to have my energy more balanced. I wanted to manifest in a higher vibration. I wanted to be more go with the flow, that Sag rising that I am. And then I wrote a little part of why do I want each of those things. And then I wrote a part of it as what steps did I want to take to get me there. I'm like, I wanted a commitment to be open in a committed relationship, trust partner, feel safe and vulnerable, to be myself, know we are a team, build a future together, support each other. Like, that's my why. And like, then I wrote, you know, my steps for change. You know, what are some things I could do to help get me there? So Paula, that's just a couple of things you can. Celia says timestamp it so you can come back and listen to that. We're at like 37 minutes. But she's like, come back and listen to that. That will greatly, oh, Saturn in the 4th house, you know, oh, anastellium. The 4th house is about mother and family and home. But like your Chiron is your wounded healer, the part of you have to heal. The North Node is your mission in this life. So, she said, we're going to take this. Free yourself. Because honestly, right now, it's a blessed time for you to work on it together. Because when you're in relationship with that other person and you're trying to work on all that stuff, if you haven't worked on it solitarily, it's hard to do it with that other person. So Pooja, we're just doing love, you know, so we'll get your card, Pooja. The first card you get is soulmate, and then you get the card of codependency. So, which is addictions are affecting your romantic life, which could be not even you. It could just literally be your partner having that. But you get the honeymoon card, which is enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So whatever's going on relationship wise, yes, and anytime Paula come back, and you know, we're always here to help. We're trying to be back on daily, and every Tuesday we're doing Twin Flame Tuesday. So hi Nikita, how are you? Would you like a card? You are very welcome, Pooja. I'm not sure why I feel like Celia's saying like that is that similar to the last message we gave you? We're doing love, twin flame reading. So we're just doing love tonight. So how's love for you? We get the card of encouragement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So, how's the relationship going? Are you ready to take something to a new level? And then the separation card on to flip. So, has the energy been pulled back a little bit? Has your person's energy been pulled back a little bit? Oh, good. Looks like it's going to a higher level of commitment. So, yes, always a good idea. Even Dave and I both still have to work on ourselves independently as well as what we're doing together. Hi, Patrick. How are you doing? Can we get a card for you about what's coming towards you in love? Patrick, what's going on? You get deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in the relationship. And then the underlying energy is express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. You are very welcome. Patrick, are you afraid? Are you afraid to be vulnerable? Because this doesn't always feel like deception. It feels like sometimes when we first meet someone, we wear a certain mask, so to say. Put the best foot forward. So just and in this picture, actually, both people are wearing the mask. So I'm gonna get one more card for you, which is children. Your love life is being affected by children, and normally for me, this is your like childhood wound. Where is your Chiron? Patrick, do you know where your Chiron is? Because this children card reminds me about Chiron. I knew I had it. I love when Celia tells me where something is. Chiron, it is the key symbol on your birth chart, and my guide Celia says that is the key. Do you feel like there's a lot of okay, Patrick, another question. Where do you have judgment? On you're judging yourself, so they just mirror that back to you. Honestly, like in that kind of relationship, yeah, they feel that. And they're gonna, like, if you judge yourself, they're gonna judge you. Like when Dave, my husband, when he is feeling any of those things and feeling low about himself, I am very empathic. So like I tell him, okay, you ready for me to beat up on you too? Because if he's beating up on himself, like I feel the energy. I'm like, oh, do you want us to join the party? Like telling him, we feel your energy. Same thing. If you're not in your confidence, like that is going to get mirrored right back to you. And do you know, if you worry about finances, you're just going to cause them to be more of a problem? Because Source has you. You are a child of God. He has you. The Lord will provide. I used to tell my children that growing up all the time before I was ever into any of the spiritual stuff. I was like, that was always my statement. The Lord will provide. And just a knowing. And it will. The Lord will provide for you. It always, and Dave has a little sign in his room. What if it all works out? And Patrick, what if it all works out? Yeah. Patrick, I bet you beat yourself up more than you think. Anytime you're worrying, that's low vibration. And the other person can definitely feel that. Like sometimes I'll just be like, okay, Dave, what's going on? Energetically, like I can be doing this, and then I can walk in there and I feel him and I'm like, what's going on with you? I can just feel it. Like I can feel where his energy is, and like we feel like you are very. Can you feel their energy too? Are you empathic, Patrick? You feel like you could be empathic and you could be feeling their feelings. And if you feel they're judging you, because if they're just mirroring it back, like she's like, there's no matter of fact or other way to say it. It's just they're mirroring you back. I mean, we do the same with Dave. Dave does it with me. Like, we teach people how to treat us on how much self-love we have. How about that one? So if people aren't treating you the way they wanted that you want them to treat you, look at how you're treating yourself. Do you ever say, I can't believe I'm so dumb I did that? How could I be in this situation? What have I done? You know what they're also doing to you? Yeah. Patrick, have you ever heard of anything called an energy vampire? They find people that are empathic and they feed off your energy. Squishy face, Celia says. But honestly, people do that. And they will take all of the, like, we don't even realize, like when you're playing a video game and you got to have energy. We're the same way. This is like literally a simulation. Like, literally. I know that's crazy to think, but what if it all works out? And you know what? The best time to not be with somebody is when you're working on yourself. That way, like, date yourself, treat yourself the way you would like somebody else to treat you. Yeah, and the fact that you're attracted more than one person there, you also get an expectation, even unknowingly, when, like, don't, you're gonna, there's just so much. There's just so much coming through right now. Celia's, here, we're just going to get a Celia card for you. Cycles of the moon, releasing and manifesting with the moon. Patrick, we are still in this full moon in Gemini energy, and you know what? Gemini is the lover. So our advice to you is go, and you get the North Node on the bottom, which is your mission in this life. Yeah. And you're going to keep attracting those people until you put up a boundary and say, I am not tolerating this. This is what I want. You know what? My biggest thing in a relationship nowadays is I want reciprocity. I want equal energy exchange. If you're not giving me equal, see ya. Like, and that's the thing, Patrick, are you meditating at all? Because you get the card of inspired action. If you meditate, you can get, I was listening years ago to a lady named Christy Marie Shelton. She can see abundance blocks on you, on the physical. Truly. But anyway, I was listening to her, and one day she said, meditate and get in a good place, and then say, what is my $1 million idea? I have the greatest idea for a knee brace, and eventually I got a patent on a provisional patent, and eventually I'll get it made, and then I will have it patented. But, that's my idea. Look for the inspired action for you, Patrick, because you get the abundance card. And that is, look around you and see the abundance pouring into your life, and you get the star activation. The stars are asking you to reclaim a part of yourself. And I did that and had to reclaim self-love. Honestly, and those people that treated you that way, you might even not realize it, but you have some judgment on them. If you're not completely just, I feel love for you, it's judgment. Honestly, it's called the ego. And a lot of times before I'll have one of those kind of situations, or, I ask for my ego. Yeah, when you cut them out, you still have the energetic cords attached to you, and you still have to heal. A good way to do the healing is, write down, write the situation down, what happened. How did it make me feel? When else have I felt like this made me feel? When else have you felt abandoned or mistreated, or when else have you felt that way in your life? And go back and you'll see there's cycles that happen. And a lot of times that goes back all the way to childhood. Promise you it does. Before you were 7, you had that wound inflicted on you by somebody. And then we just have a cycle that draws it around and around until we gain the awareness of it. That's why Celia says, look at where your Chiron is. It is the key to your inner child healing. Well, you're going to boot camp. Find some time to meditate is the best advice I can give you. Try to watch me whenever you can. Send me an email if you'd like, and we can do some talking. Brenda Olson, Brenda@BrendaOlson.net is my email. And I'll say, Patrick, Big Wave Sound Therapy is Dave, my husband. And honestly, he does sound therapy, and I think some of that would be really good for you. It did wonders for me, honestly. So you can listen to that and meditate and see if it doesn't help your energy a little bit. But that change in place and everything that's going to happen is totally going to change your life. You are getting put where you're meant to be. And no, everything always works out. It literally does. Start saying that little mantra. What if it all works out? Because literally it can. It can all work out. It does every day. There's so many things to be grateful for. Look, we don't have to control the way the earth spins, where the sun's doing, how the stars are. We don't have to control that. There's plenty of oxygen. There's, But Celia said try meditating and see if that can't get you in a different mindset and see if that doesn't help. With that being said, it's 9, so we are going to go. We hope everyone had a great evening. Please go back and listen to the message if you haven't heard it. Please just take what resonates. And we will be back on in the morning to do a live about 10 a.m. my time, so about 13 hours from now. So see everyone later. Have a good evening. Thank you, Dave, for moderating.